Rabbitohs Radio Podcast, the number one source for everything South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Welcome to another edition of Rabbitohs Radio. My name is Grant Chappell. I'm joined by Big Les from the Big Les Rugby League podcast. It's Teamless Tuesday, Les. Mate, how good. The teams have dropped. And as predicted from the last show, Jye Gray's back and Liam Le Blanc debuts.
Yeah. Look, I'm very keen for this one. We've sort of been talking about him on the podcast for quite a while now, and it's good to see his name finally in the team list. Had some decent performances in New South Wales Cup over the past few weeks, and yeah, really good to see him get a crack.
Well, he's a tough kid. Obviously, he had a bit of a heart condition. I think his heart was only working at 80%, and he sort of, luckily they found it out. To be honest, they did a few tests and took him a while to work it all out. The family they thought he'd never play again. His family, obviously, Benny Le Blanc, have had a number of chats with him over the years, including this afternoon, to congratulate him and the family. So for them, a few months later, to see their son, all the hard work put in by mum and dad and the family, to come down here to Sydney on a wing and a prayer. Joe O'Callaghan discovered him, took a bit of a swing, and the young kid's going to debut, and he's tough as nails. Lock forward, middle. I can't wait for him to get out there. 30 of the family are coming out from Brisbane. He's a North Devils junior, so yeah, well done to the whole LeBlanc family, including you, Liam. You've obviously worked your backside off, mate, so congratulations, mate. I could not be happier for you.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for him in what has been a pretty decent forward pack for us as well. I don't know how many minutes he will get or where he comes onto the field. It most likely be through the middle of the park. But, yeah, it's a great opportunity for him, hopefully, to maybe secure a spot.
Yeah, for sure. Look, before we get on to the full team list here, I just wanted to get that one out the way there. But the Site Pizza giveaway, the $100 giveaway per week, where you have to tag Site Pizza, a friend, follow Site Pizza, the Maroubra, Little Bay, and the new one there at Matraville Hotel. The winner of the $100 voucher, drumroll, it's Ian Cashman, mate. Well done, winning the $100 voucher. He's from Matraville. I've already contacted him, so there's no surprise there for anyone watching this episode. But yeah, well done to Ian and Site Pizza. Thanks for all the support. Can't wait for him to go down there to Matto, and I'm going to pop in there and have a pizza and a couple of beers. I think they got $7.50 Young Henry beers next Monday for a bit of a grand opening, and they're going to have some music on between 6 and 8 next week. So if you're in the local area, pop in, mate.
God, nice and close. I might even get down there myself.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to get down there, no doubt about it. I'm going to pop up there and make sure we can have a look at all that. But again, thank you very much for all your support to all our sponsors, and in particular their Site Pizza. Thanks very much. Les, Teamless Tuesday, bud. Any surprises there for you with the two teams dropping?
Look, no, pretty similar to previous weeks. Obviously, Cam Murray drops out due to origin duties, so no surprise there that he's out of this lineup. Doesn't look like anyone else has really dropped out. Latrell Mitchell, obviously, also. Jye Gray hops in there at fullback. I'm very keen to see Jye Gray. We obviously spoke about him the other day, and if he was going to come into this side, he is just effort on effort. And I'm really looking forward for him to really grab this opportunity with two hands and hopefully have a great game against Manly, who are quite depleted themselves.
Yeah, such an explosive player. If he can get on the outside here, he generally creates an overlap. Where he's at his best in all the games I've seen him through the SG Ball and Jersey Flag and the reserve grade is when we get a little set play and he gets on the outside of his opposite number, he generally creates that overlap, and it's basically through the hands, and you generally score in the corner. So I'm looking forward to him to explode into what he takes over from Latrell Mitchell, who was lucky enough to get selected there in Origin off the back of some good form. Jye has actually been unlucky. He's come into a side that didn't have a lot of confidence earlier in the season, so he hasn't actually won a game yet. He's 0-3 in first grade in his 3 opportunities. Last time we seen him in first grade was against Penrith, who had that syndesmosis injury, and he's recovered from that pretty quick, Big Les, when you think about it. They can vary anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks, so he's done pretty well there. Must be a fast healer.
Yeah, 100%. He done very, very well. And again, looking forward to seeing him grab this opportunity with two hands, obviously off the back of injury. He's looked really good at training, I'm assuming, as well. So yeah, looking for him to really come in and have a real rip and tear. And last time he came in as well, like all of the fans were going crazy for him because, for a guy that is not the biggest bloke you've ever seen, he does really put in 110%. And I'm keen to see his combinations with Jack White and with Cody, with Cookie as well, in and around the ruck. I think he is going to be a real threat there. And obviously a battle with another young fullback in Lehigh Hopewada, who's been quite good himself, getting his first try on the weekend.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing him building up some combinations and him jumping in there with not a bad spine there. Damien Cook, Cody Walker, Jack White, and to link up in there, as opposed to the other side. When you look at Manly, a little bit inexperienced Jake Simpson, Cole Lawton hasn't played a lot of seven at the top grade. Brooksy's played plenty of time there, and he comes in with young Lehigh Hopewate, who's only a rookie, but he's doing a great job over there. So Jye coming into probably a better situation than most players when they're coming into first grade, and probably as I said, we're in a lot better form than when he popped into first grade last week. Just on a little side note, they've been playing with and against each other since the under-12 Liam Le Blanc, so very exciting for the both families, the Greys and the Le Blancs coming down from Brisbane. Obviously, would have been standouts in their own age group all those years. So, what an exciting opportunity to be playing with someone in the Queensland under-12s. They actually play with each other for the first time. Can believe it or not. And now they're going to turn out and Jye's going to play in his fourth game and Liam in his debut. So what a great story that is. You don't see that sort of thing too often.
Yeah, unreal story. And as I said, keen for both of these guys to have a real crack out there. I'm looking forward to seeing, Keon and Jack White both in this side. Obviously, it's the first time I think in a few, like 2 years, that these guys haven't been out with Origin as well. Yes, we've got Latrell and Cam Murray out, but it's good to see that we still have some stars in this side that can make things happen. Cody Walker as well, obviously was out for Origin duties in Game 3 last year. So it's good for us, especially with the opposition having a few guys out, and I'm sure we'll get to that in a second. It's good for us to have even Cookie as well, just a few of these stars in this side to give us a bit of an advantage going into this one at home.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Without going right over the Manly side right away, we will touch on them. Look, I think we've got a distinct advantage in the spine, as I've said already, but I think our forward pack, the form that they've showed over the past month or so, looking at the names on the other side of the field. Yeah, there's some nice names there. Benny Travojevic is having his best season to date, I think. Nathan Brown's having a bit of a resurgence, you might say. Ethan Bullymore, playing some good football. He's a pretty consistent player, but I'm not sure if he's my starting front rower in their best 17 at all. Gordon Chan Kum Tong, excuse me there, Gordon. I'm former South Junior, playing against him for the first time, mate. The former Belian himself, mate. So, bit of an exciting occasion for young Gordon.
Yeah, very exciting occasion for him. Obviously, there is a chance that he might come off the bench. I'm hearing word that Jamie Humphreys might come into the team, which means Carl Lawton goes to the bench. Jamie Humphreys obviously played halfback in the trials, more noted as a hooker, but I don't know if they're going to be keeping Carl Lawton in the halves come kickoff. I think that you'll see him move back to the bench, and then you'll see Jamie Humphreys go to halfback potentially, which means Gordon might drop out. But at the moment, Gordon named. Keen to see if that sticks. I'm really excited to see two young forwards that they've just recently been signed to Manly, Caleb Navale and Atasi James. It's going to be a big battle with some of our big boys, obviously Moali, Kepi, Tallis, Tom, and obviously Liam Le Blanc with his opportunity going up against one of the really highly touted guys coming out of his grade, Caleb Navale, and Atasi James coming over from the West Tigers as well. I'm really looking forward to this forward battle.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with number 16 and 17, mate. So thanks for filling us in there. When I looked at Jamie Humphrey's name on the extended bench, I was very surprised because I was up there at that trial where I really got to see him live, where they absolutely mauled us up there on the Central Coast. A player who's very versatile in that particular game. I think he played in the centres, he played fullback, he was in the halves, jumped into dummy half a few times. He's someone that was probably their best player in Jersey Flegg last year. So I expected him to get some sort of start at some stage there. Maybe it is that Smoky. Maybe he does come into the halves and bring a bit of speed and creativity in there. Whereas Carl Lawton, more of a lock forward, played a bit of a hooker at times. So, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised at that one. Look, on paper, it probably looks like a bit of a mismatch, to be honest. On paper and on form, I think South Sydney should get the job done. But, look, you never know what happens in a game of rugby league. Manly might come out and have something to prove.
Yeah, totally. I am looking forward to this contest. And look, if there is no late change, I'm looking forward to see how Carl Lawton does go at 7. I think that if that lineup sticks, we will have a bit of an advantage in terms of the kicking game. We saw how dominant Jack Whiten was with his long kicking game the other night. I think that that will definitely come into fray here against Manly if Carl Lawton remains in the halves.
Thought it was a bit of a dogfight over here, mate. A bit of race. Sorry, mate. A bit of a dogfight in the background, mate. We'll have to give you an update on that. The little brown dog's like he's got over the top of the little white dog. So well done there, the brown dog, mate. We might continue on this one, mate. Yeah. Look, Peter Mamazoulis didn't speak about that the other day, but only got on 3 minutes to go when Jye Arrow just tweaked his shoulder. Brownie had a chat to him at the function on the Saturday and said he's going to be okay. He's just going to be having something he's going to have to deal with that shoulder. It's pretty putting him in a lot of discomfort and particular pain. I think he jolted it. So Peter Mamazoulis, are we expecting him to come in and play some minutes this week? Last week it just didn't pan out, mate.
Yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting one. It really depends on how Cookie is feeling in the game. And like at the start of the season on Let's Trot, he was talking to, I think it was Josh Mansell, about his minutes, how many minutes he wants to play in this side. And he was very open that he was happy to play 80 each week. He loves playing 80. He can get through the full game quite easy, the beach sprinter. So, look, it really does depend on how he's feeling, how the game goes. But, yeah, look, I mean, Peter Mamazoulis, it's a great guy to have on the bench. Obviously, if you want to bring him in even through the middle as a middle sort of role just for a bit of leg speed, as the Dogs sound like they're fighting again there in the background, round 2. Yeah, look, it'll be interesting.
Mate. Yeah, it's on for young and old out here. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting how they use him. I hope he doesn't get left on the bench for the entire 80 minutes. I think if South get out to a nice little lead there, you'll see Peter come on at some stage in that first half and get his hands on the football and try and do what he does best and create some opportunities out there. Mate, anything else on that first grade game there, bud?
Yeah, I mean, Jacob Gagai's got a big test on him this week, potentially going up against Tommy Talau, who's been in some pretty great form over the past few weeks. Tommy Talau, Tolu Kula, a very dangerous left edge. It's going to be a big test for Jacob Gagai, especially in the air. Tommy Talau, a part of his game that not many people talk about is just off kicks. He can be such a threat. And look, Luke Brooks has been in some great form setting up his outside man too on that left-hand side for the past 2 weeks. It definitely will be a test for these guys on the right-hand side defence in Tane Milne and Jacob Gagai. Looking forward to it.
And just on a little side note there, Josh Kemp, the unofficial leader of the borough down there who we interviewed a few weeks ago on our Spotify and podcast account there, mate. He speaks about the Saab family. They used to come into the borough, including Jason when he was younger. Massive South fans growing up. I mean, he's played them many, many times and had a few wins over him over the years. But just a little side note there, mate. The Saab family, I'm not sure if you knew that, but they used to be in the borough.
Might go easy on us then.
Yeah, he might. He's got unbelievable speed there. We remember down to round 1 where Lockie Ilias chased him down in one of the cover tackles of the season from Lockie Ilias. It was a real highlight of that Las Vegas double header over there. Yeah, looking onto the extended benches there for both clubs. We've spoken about Humphreys on the Manly side, but the Rabbitohs, not a lot of changes there. Dion Taupa coming off a pretty strong game against the Raiders in New South Wales Cup will be the 18th man. Chasey Chapman, Adam Christensen, who I believe in all reports played a pretty strong game out there. Really an edge player, centre, back rower. He's not too far away. Bailey Bentley Harper and Gurmat Shibasaki looks like he's been named to jump to number 22. Not sure if he's down from North Queensland again, because the last time he was down, it was only a 1-week contract. Maybe they've reached out to him just over that origin period.
Just as a bit of cover. Yeah, I agree. I think that it's good to have him there, especially if there's injuries or stuff like that. It's definitely a great guy to have in the extended bench. Adam Christensen, you spoke about him. He's been in some pretty decent form in the lower grades. He's definitely not too far away at all. And, over the next few weeks, maybe around game 3, he might get his opportunity maybe on the edge or something like that if they want to give Jye Arrow a bit of a rest, depending on how this shoulder goes over the next few weeks as well. I think that people should be keeping an eye on him, number 20 there, Adam Christensen.
No doubt about it, mate. Now, for the pathways, brought to you by the juniors, where we had a great function out there on Saturday for the 2014 team, where we spoke about it last Saturday. I've been waxing lyrical about it at work there. We had a really good time out there. It's a triple header out there at Acor Stadium this Saturday night. So the game just before first grade is New South Wales Cup, and that is the Rabbitohs up against the Blacktown Workers, which is the Manly feeder club. Not too many surprises there. Bailey Bentley Harpe maintains that fullback position. Jude Soldenhar, coming off a double, maintains his spot over there on that left wing. And a couple of new faces on the bench here, Gordon Whippy and Aidan Doolan coming up, the young English hooker who's come over from Warrington. He's been playing a lot of flag this year, but a couple of opportunities there for them boys. Jersey Flag, they're playing Manly. We know that there was a few injuries last game. Looks like Zane Ruggles has been named, so
wow,
possibly no fracture to the wrist once they had the scan. A bit of a surprise there. As you said, he's pretty tough, but maybe he's going to play with a broken wrist. I don't know.
Very tough, very tough. Good luck to him. Hopefully he's all good.
Yeah, so there's plenty of reasons to get out there this week. Also, Harvey Norman Women's are going to start their first trial this week over there at Narrabeen Sports Centre at 1 p.m. and they've got a number of trials over the next few weeks. I think the next one is against the West Tigers, location to be confirmed, possibly Redfern Oval. So all those supporters of the women's game there, if you wanted to get out there over in the Northern Beaches, if you're in that area, definitely pop in playing the Sea-Eagles this Sunday, 1 p.m. at Narrabeen Sports Centre. So I'm going to be obviously getting out there myself this weekend. Plenty of reasons to get out there. To see Jye Gray in his 4th game, just to have a look at that spine again, Jack Whiten and Cody Walker just dominating things out there. Just another opportunity for them and the outside players to get used to what Jack's doing. And obviously just a new player on the side, only a couple of games in, really.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity with the draw that we do have over the next few weeks just to get some wins on the board. Looking forward to seeing some of these younger guys stand up. Liam Le Blanc making his debut. Good luck to him. Jye Gray as well, getting his opportunity back in this side post-injury. Looking for him to really get a head start in there and have a really good game along with some of the spine guys. Jack Whiten, Cody Walker has been outstanding on that right-hand side. Keon through the middle has been fantastic. So hopefully we keep this form going and, very excited to see how we go this weekend against Manly. Again, very winnable game for us. So hopefully we get the job done.
Well, you speak about winning all those games against people below you. Manly's above us. We're going to start knocking off the teams above us. Manly on 7 wins, us on 4 to bring us a couple of games closer to them. I'm looking forward to that one. That might be it for another edition of Rabbitohs Radio Podcast, Les. Up the mighty Rabbitohs.
Up the Rabbitohs.